following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Huh, I don't see brother around. Oh well. He's probably off protecting us ahead of time.
Yeah. I won't pry, though. But, I was just wondering why you were still with the group, and I didn't put two and two together last time I saw you.
Oh, I think I was the only one from, I think I'm the only one who was at the dinner from, I suppose, that side of things. But, I chose to come. I do know a couple of people here.
Oh, well, I'm Rosa. If you need anything and don't want to bother Tiela, feel free to talk to myself or Zalo. And I'm just going to say, flag Zalo, it's going to be VIP, just if she needs anything.
Who is she?
Logain's guest.
She's in dress uniform for CSEC.
Oh.
Because Rosa probably would have been under the assumption that it was someone who came in with the sergeant.
Yeah. Well, the sergeant's also in dress uniform for CSEC. No one else is.
So none of the humans are wearing their CSEC.
Well, they're still cadets, so they're just dressed in nice formal gear. So I think it's just the sergeant and Hacker. They're dressed in formal CSEC, yeah.
Ilanya?
No, she's gone for a nice dress.
Plus she was undercover, whatever, and also on leave, so she probably doesn't have to.
Yeah, she is, I suppose, no longer a uniformed officer. But yeah, pretty much everyone else is there. Yeah, the only ones who aren't are Rose's family, because they're not staying at that place.
So Rosa probably will spend time with them just because she has her copy of the itinerary, so we'd be sitting there trying to work out when there's a gap in all of the events for the supposed medical scan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's pretty much just there's the ceremony, and then there's basically just like an hour gap, and then
it's best not to.
It's the
it's best
dinner essentially.
It's best not to risk leaving there, because then if there's car problems or something,
it'll be an afterwards thing.
Yeah. Has anybody else got anybody else they want to talk with? I mean, your parents are there again.
I'll just call out who else wants to arrive in style. I'm just going to assume it's a 4-seater, 2 more seats.
It's only a 2-seater.
How did we fit everyone in?
Oh no, it would be a 4-seater. Would have had to have been for
yeah.
Because I think Dodges tend to be.
I think they're 2-door, but you can have 4 seat. Not that
it
you're
would
just
have been a
back,
four-seater at the very least. I suppose 5, technically.
If it's a functional little.
Oh, me, says Tess.
I could have guessed that one.
Rosa squiffles past to say to his parents, "Don't they make such a cute couple?"
Everyone's
then
working against me.
The sergeant will be like, actually, I'll ride along too.
Oh,
Well, there goes Mom.
wonderful.
Tess suddenly looks less enthused.
Pat on the shoulders. Now you've got a chaperone.
Why do you people hate me?
It's love, Zola. Love.
It's not.
Oh, well, so you... I suppose Justica, Katara, Sergeant and Tess all pile into the sports car. And everybody else, I guess, takes the bus.
Have to get on the bus. It doesn't have wind speed that can damage my hair.
That's true. Not that there's anything here that's... I mean, your car's not convertible, so... I'm sure there will be convertibles, but... Or would they not have them because they fly just for safety reasons?
It's probably not attractive to the Asari because they don't get wind through their hair.
But yeah, also you could just turn the car over and fall out and die.
Well, they wouldn't because that's probably like a biotic power.
Yeah. Or if there was a collision from above.
Yeah, I imagine, for safety reasons they just wouldn't have
Yeah.
convertible. I don't think I've ever seen one in the games. Like,
No.
most of the cars seem to be enclosed, so...
Maybe if we got some kind of like low hover vehicle, maybe. Because there are still some roadbound.
There are some
Traffic.
roadbound vehicles, yeah.
It's mostly like utility and military things, right?
Hey man, if I could have a Dodge Charger, I would.
Problem was getting it, I suppose. You'd have to get modern and as in future tech.
You just
until
get it.
it's,
You just get it back to the future.
Yeah, basically, because they wouldn't have petroleum to actually. Yeah,
We'll just make our own.
just make your own. Probably exists out there on enough planets.
Yeah.
Cool. So everybody zooms to the ceremony, I guess.
No inveigling on the way. No terrorists or anything.
That's what the sergeant and the Justica are doing. Not being terrorists. But I mean, you should keep your eyes on the road.
I'm not driving, remember?
Oh,
The
true.
just a car is
You're spotting.
just a car.
Just a car. Oh, God.
I was like trying to put it into a better joke, but I couldn't do it, so I just said it. Be on lookout.
Okay.
No. You need to do that in canon to her, and then it's like, Zello, do your Quarian eyes see anything? Just a car.
Oh,
And then she used biotics to throw you out of the car.
And all the way down, I kill myself out of shame. Oh, 15 to watch for them terrorists or whatever.
you don't see any tourists or whatever.
Fucking tourists.
And I mean, it's the sergeant's doing most of the watching because the Justica is too, but she's also has to keep an eye on the road. As she follows, basically just not going very fast because of course they're following and escorting a bus, which can't go fast. So it seems like a little bit of a waste of the car in that sense.
Still a bit of
It still
style
looks
going
nice.
on.
Yeah.
It's like when you got a really nice classic car, but you're just driving slow in the sun, just chilling.
Tiela and Rosa doing anything on the bus trip?
So much to do. We had most of the conversations the previous night, so just chit chat and.
Rosa's probably trying to engage Cinerina and see how she's enjoyed the trip, etc., because she hasn't been able to spend much time with her.
Cinerina's like, that's fine. I haven't been to Thessia for years, so it is nice to see it again.
Are there any sights you wanted to see before we leave? Not knowing when we leave?
I never thought about that. I assumed we'd be basically going as soon as the dinner was over. I wasn't sure.
I mean, we probably need to get Hero of the Citadel Brazina back soon, so she can maybe resume her job of making sure the mail runs on time.
Yeah, she's not the biggest fan of that, but she's committed to it. I don't know, I'd like to see maybe some of the lakes, or
That'd be nice.
don't get to see a lot of being on the Citadel. There isn't. I mean, sure, they've got some artificial
Oh man, you
ponds
guys,
and smaller lakes, but we don't really have anything the scale that Thessia does.
you guys would actually have fish. Right,
Yes.
the Citadel don't have fish, except for that one Krogan guy.
Yeah, no, there'd be fish, plenty of fish in the lakes and oceans and everything here. That's something you humans have as well.
Oh, until we fish most of them out.
You fished your entire population of
Well, look,
aquatic life to
um,
extinction.
Some of the species, they were delicious, apparently.
Yeah, but there's ways to manage
There were-
that so that you don't take too
There
many.
were a lot of humans. We needed a lot of food, so nom nom. It got better once we spread to other worlds, but
Oh, I'm sure. This suddenly explains a lot. I'll make a note of that. Humans' poor resource management skills.
yeah, just because I say a thing doesn't make it real.
Okay. Rosa, not an expert in humans at all.
Very limited window. I mean, I haven't even really spent much time on Earth.
True, you mostly grew up in a colony and were doing all your training on various stations and so forth. So
So I am the very definition of a human rube, which is not the cube colors
I
that you
don't know what
match.
a rube is.
A country bumpkin? Oh, jeez.
No.
What? Someone from a backwater world who's not very cultured and doesn't spend a lot of...
An uncivilized person. What? Is that not the definition, or?
Yeah. It's just the barbs still hurt.
Oh, I did not mean it as an offence. I apologize.
Guess on Jake. Well, at least we know what kind of hobbies to get up to and stuff if we have some free time. I mean, do you guys have snorkeling and scuba diving and...
Oh, we do have underwater swimming, I assume is what you're talking about? Yes. There are many reefs that are quite attractive to look at.
Okay, that sounds great. As long as, you don't have, like, super dangerous oceans in which we're going to get eaten or...
Well, most predators in the ocean are deep far off the coast, so
That's reassuring.
it's very unlikely that in the normal scuba diving, as you call it, spots here on Thessia, that there would be any such predators.
Well, we'll try and arrange to do something. It's just I have to. Zalo has offered to do a thing for my brother, so we have to squeeze that in as like the top priority after the dinner.
Oh, that's very nice of him.
He wants to use his incredible doctoring skill to help them.
I was unaware that your brothers had any problems with them. I'm so sorry.
They weren't born healthy, so they're pretty good. I mean, growing up in a rural setting with tons of good food, and they've been coming along, but they need lots of medical care. I was planning on maybe taking them to the hospitals here, but Zalo at least is free.
How qualified is he?
You've met Zalo.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
You've met Zalo.
Look, if your brothers are sick, I would advise actually getting professional.
Well, he's just promised to do a
Likewise.
he's just promised to do a scan, so I'm completely comfortable letting him do a scan if there's any.
Well, there shouldn't be any harm in that.
Now to operate.
What he didn't say was he was scanning their inside organs.
These children are suffering from a dire lack of polish.
So, well, I suppose you arrive at the ceremony, or at the temple, I suppose it is.
Actually, Rosa's probably just glued to a window of the bus, just like, assess, how bad is this? How
When
much
you
press?
arrive, or
How much press? How bad?
spot check.
Can't see anything for the crowd.
There's all this press in the way, I can't see the press.
It's 16.
There's a fair amount of people, but it's not like... Yeah, it's not like the streets are like packed to the point where you can't see. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Kiala, how big did you think this was going to get? It's,
I don't know.
Does this fall in line with your expectations?
Yep.
Best of luck with the speech.
And of course, Salo, you pull up behind the bus.
Yep.
Just Kakatara's like, well, that was
Adequate.
boring, which is exactly what we want.
I take it you'll be watching out for us during the ceremony?
I'm going to be attending in the crowds, but there's plenty of security to watch out for you.
Well, of course.
But I will be armed.
Should I be? Or should I not be? I guess is what I'm asking.
You'll be fine with one gun. She says, looking you over, because I assume you've only got the one gun.
Yeah, just the kind of things.
Hmm.
Alright. Don't screw it up, Solo.
Don't screw it up, Rosa.
Just don't say anything.
You'll be fine, says Tess, patting you on the shoulder.
Hopefully.
Besides, isn't Tiala doing all the talking?
That's the plan. But you know how plans go.
Oh no.
Rosa's undoing headscarf and doing that thing where she loops it through both of her elbows and just has it put down behind her.
Do you have a backup speech in case?
My plan is to just go with thanks.
It's called I drop a smoke, but... Oh. No,
I wouldn't advise it, said the sergeant.
I didn't bring them.
That's probably wise.
I don't have a speech.
Don't worry, Tiala will do adequately.
Of course.
Thank you for that rousing vote of confidence, Sarge.
Of course. Well, when I say adequately, I mean it as a compliment.
Alright, let's do this.
Well, you've still got about half an hour before the actual event begins, so
Oh. Okay.
they'll probably go over some basic things, like where you're going to be, when your cue is to step up and receive the award, things like that. It's not complicated, you just have to follow their instructions.
Sounds easy enough.
Assuming exiting the vehicle doesn't result in, I don't know, events, interviews. Maybe just duck your head and try to walk fast.
Right, well, I guess we'll go to head on in.
Well, yeah. Zalo exits the vehicle.
Rosa waits by the front seats for Tiala to exit so that she can exit on the heels of Tiala and then try to escape while Tiala has all the attention.
Smart.
You disguise yourself beside the thing that draws more attention to you than you. Go get him, boss.
I'll exit the bus.
Well, everybody's gonna let everybody on the bus realizes that you guys have to leave first, so nobody's getting up, and it's just letting you and Rosa essentially.
Yep. So I'll get up and leave the bus.
There's some Asari security who are there to try and to make sure that nobody interpolates you on your way into the temple, essentially.
So I'll get on
Rosa on the way out has squeezed Rosina's hand and then given Jeanette a white knuckle on the way out, and is using Tiala as cover.
Similarly, there is also some Asari security to make sure you get there okay. Nobody seems to be crowding you too much, there aren't groups of people pushing against you or anything. They seem to be staying back, but it seems to be more of a precaution.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fairly empty as far as there are people seated or anything at this point in time. But there's various Asari around who are organising things, from what you can tell, as well as security.
Well, Rosa will basically be rubbing elbows with Zalo, but she'll be standing visible, but keeping Zalo between her and the door. That way if someone comes through the door shooting, she's got cover.
Sure. I have shields.
As the doctor, you should be the first to go down.
He is
Two fortress rules. Kill this motherfucker right here.
Medic! Oh, wait.
Yeah, so up near the front is Matriarch Adela, basically. So she turns and sort of smiles when she sees you. Tiala, she was just talking to another Asari at the time.
Yep. Oh, I'm glide up.
Tiala, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad everybody made it here okay.
Yes, it was. Well,
And on time.
that's what we're meant to do. So yes.
Your friends on the bus will be sent somebody to give them instructions on where to go and where to sit and everything.
Thank you.
I basically just need to go over some basic formalities with you all. As to, you will be sitting here at the back of the stage initially, and as you're after the speeches, after my speech mostly, then whoever is representing your group will be given an opportunity to
That'll be me.
yes, give their speech after the awards are handed out one at a time. In descending order of, I believe, hopefully we've got this accurate of importance in the group, so it should be, and correct me if I have this incorrect, Mr. Sentinel, I believe it is now?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then Miss Rodriguez Santiago, then yourself, and finally Commander Centurion.
Yes.
After the awards are given, there is obviously cause for applause, and then you will be requested to give your speech. I don't know if you were informed as to the length, but
It's not a long speech, so
excellent.
only 4 pages.
Oh.
No, not that long.
Oh, I appreciate the humour.
I don't like long speeches. It seems to... The crowd normally doesn't sit through that long. They don't... You get quick and fast is probably best.
Mm.
Nothing worse than a long speech.
Of course, of course.
Shots fired, you bastard.
Oh, I fucking hate long speeches.
I will give a closing speech afterwards, and then we shall basically wrap up the event. And people are free to mingle afterwards if they like, but we of course have the formal dinner
Yes.
approximately an hour after the... Well, it begins about an hour after the end of the ceremony, so we
Just
imagine
enough
most
time
people...
for a terrorist plot to blow up Rover's hair.
Afro.
They got it! No! It's almost just
Afro!
No! But yes, we imagine most people will choose to mingle at the dinner. Everybody who was invited to this is also invited there.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't seem to have any, but... Rosa?
Where will the awards be given?
Up on the stage here.
We're on it. We go have a look and see how, so we know where our cues are and where to stand.
And to
And
do a
we're not
scan
going to
for
be
bombs.
like sweeping for bombs and things.
Does Zeller just say that? I mean,
just
yes,
say it.
because that's so perfect. It's like
Nudge,
Rosa
nudge,
does
nudge.
the informal, very formal, informal, and then Zeller's just like, yeah, search for stuff that's gonna blow the shit out of us.
Nudge, 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 pushing along, nudge, nudge, nudge.
The matriarch gives a wry smile and says, while we have taken all precautions, I do understand you have many enemies. Please proceed.
Dude, she was right there.
Well, didn't think she
Still
was
right
listening.
here.
I didn't think she was listening.
I'm still listening.
Nat 20.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 17, but
You don't find any bombs or otherwise.
Actually, there is one thing Rover will find with a nat 20. You were expecting a bomb, but instead you found me, Zogang,
Oh no, someone set us up the
a
bomb.
cloak.
Oh,
Chronologenda!
We were just starting our sweep, boss. I'd salute, but it looks weird with the dress and the scarf.
Oh. Carry on then.
the matriarch goes, you realize you're just inviting somebody to shoot him by doing that.
Isn't that that's what we're worried about with this whole event? Someone trying to shoot us or blow us up?
My suit is currently a bunch of targets over vital organs.
Please consider that retracted.
Matriarch.
Commander Centurius.
This place certainly does have a different charm during the day. I see why it was picked as the site.
It's a very sacred place to our people. It seemed fitting given the treasure that you helped rescue.
Get her, Tiala. Do the social.